And we're live.
Hey, we're finally live. Welcome to the 2014 Unofficial Google Plus Film Festival, also known as UGPFF. And we are coming to you live from the mountains of Asheville, North Carolina, in the Appalachian Mountains. And we have filmmakers from many different places, and we're going to have them come in. Well, they're already here. They're here to talk to us about the films that we just saw. So uh, I'm a little disoriented. Finally live. Welcome to 2014 LA, Adam. Unofficial Google Plus Film Festival. Also known as. Thank you so much for that. And with us we have 4 of the filmmakers that were involved in the films we just saw. And I'm going to go through each person that's here and have them introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about where they are and the project that they have in the festival. And then we have some other questions coming in. If you are watching from different places, you can put your questions or comments. It doesn't have to be necessarily a question. You can just comment if you love the movie or love an actor or just want to say something awesome. You can do that through one of these social, media sites, including G+, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So you can do that comment section on YouTube, by the way. Okay, so let's start with Andy. He's right here. Andy, please introduce yourself and tell us where you are and what film you're involved in.
I'm Andy Goldenberg. I am here in my bedroom. No, actually, I'm here in my office in Los Angeles. I was involved in Bad Timing, the series. I was the creator, executive producer, star, editor, blah, 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 blah. Sort of on down the line with a bunch of my friends. And I am very excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you, Andy. And Joey, you're next here. Tell us where you're from.
I'm also here in Los Angeles. Sorry?
I'm sorry, there was a delay. Just tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Joey. I produce and sometimes co-write and sometimes act in LA. I live in LA. I'm here now, actually in my bedroom and office. It's both. And behind me there's an unfinished wall that I'm painting, so sorry about the weirdness behind me.
It's awesome. I love that. And your headboard on your bed. Awesome.
Yeah, I tried
to do a whole tour of your room before we leave.
No. No one needs to see the rest of the room. Just the wall and the headboards. Good enough.
Thanks for being here, Joey. And Man, you're here with us too.
Yes.
Where are you coming from?
Do you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you. We do.
I'm originally from Saudi Arabia. I came here to Los Angeles 4 years ago. I attend film school, and the movie I produced, directed 9,125 Nights. It was my thesis intermediate. So yay. And this is my living room.
Living room and your office.
And slash office. And I actually have a cat, so it might just drop by in a minute. And I have my fiance next to me, but she's not ready to, she's not dressed. She's in her pajamas. I don't know, should I just...
That's so mean.
You're gonna, yeah, you don't want to do that. She won't be happy.
I know.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Thanks so much for joining us. This is great. There's 3 people from LA. Mel, are you in LA? No, you're in Vancouver. That's
yeah.
For Canada. And tell us what your involvement was on The Fortune Wild.
I am the marketing director for Sitka, the company that produced the film. So I took care of a lot of the logistics throughout the film and then the distribution and marketing of it afterwards, after it was done.
Okay, great. Great. And I see somebody else has joined us. It says sad, which I have to think is sad motivator. Is this Nathan?
Yes, it is. Hi, how are you?
Good. Nice to meet you, Nathan.
Good to meet you guys.
Where
I'm actually at I'm outside right now because I'm actually at a film festival, the LA Comedy Festival, and we were screening tonight, which I believe Andy and Hellier were there as well. So, but we were screening right now, so I came out to join the Q&A.
That's awesome. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course. This is awesome.
I can't believe there's so many people in LA. This is like when we hosted in LA, we had like, yeah, we were at the LA Film School and there were so many people there that year from, we made it so that all the filmmakers from that block could be there, so it was great. So this is great. I didn't even know we had this many films from Los Angeles or web series. So thanks for joining us too. So
yeah, of course, this is great.
Yeah, and you know, well, since you're outside, let me talk to you first about your project. Obviously, this is like one of the most interesting web series I've seen, and it just gets weirder and weirder every episode. But I want to keep watching. I can't, you know, I want to know what happens next. And I think was this your idea, or was this a collaborative idea of how this concept came about?
Yeah, this was I wrote and directed it, and then I do the voice of the little blob, and it was basically my girlfriend. She I try and make her laugh a lot, and one thing I would do is say as many perverse and weird things with the voice of Hannibal Lecter type thing, and then she loved it, and she's like, you should do something with this. So I was like, all right, let's do it as a series. So that's basically what came about was that. So
Does the blob have a name?
yeah, the blob's name is Mark.
Mark. Okay, great. Well, I do think it's creepy and weird, and I love it. It's one of my favorite web series actually this year. So, congratulations.
Oh, cool! Thanks.
Yeah, on it. I think it's great. Man, let me ask you. Speaking of creepy, I mean, this movie just really kind of, I don't know, freaked me out a little bit. Tell me how you came about making this as your thesis. I mean, where did this come from? It seems so, I don't know, I'm just surprised, especially as an international type of, subject.
I'm actually Americanized a lot, so.
Okay, good.
It's actually based on a true story that happened in Austria. It's called the Fritzl case. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It was a case of a dad holding captive his daughter for almost 24 years and just raping her and then having 9 children from her. And then yeah, in 2008 he just got she escaped and everyone knew about it. So I just read that story and it was just very, psychologically, just you want to know what goes on in someone's head to hold someone captive and to have a person, captive all his life and nothing to see. He didn't learn anything, and it's just fascinating. Even the actor, when I first auditioned him, I got him to method act. He spent full 5 days being the character, crawling all over his place and sleeping on the ground, and he was fantastic, and it worked out.
Yeah, it's very intense.
Yeah.
A really good job. I mean, it was very believable, but it definitely creeped me out for sure, which is good.
That's the idea.
Yeah, exactly. So very nicely done. But on a much lighter note, I think Joey, your web series is also one of the funniest ones that we've watched in a long time, and I think what I love about it is the length, and how tight you get each episode. Was this something that you guys was this one idea, or did that just happen as the show developed, or did you know that you were going to be doing them really short?
Yeah, so basically, Rory, the creator of the series, is one of my close friends, and she had gone and shot the first episode, which is the supermodel episode where the model comes out of the dress fitting room.
Which is one of my favorite episodes, by the way.
Yeah, that episode's awesome. And she showed that to me, which is actually what got me on board in the first place. I was like, yeah, this is hilarious. And one thing we talked about very intensively from the beginning was keeping the content extremely, extremely short, because we kind of wanted it to be something that people could watch at their desk for 30 seconds to 2 minutes, just very small, compact, not narratively linked necessarily, kind of piecemeal, so you could just kind of pick one up and do 2 or 3, or ideally you do the whole series, but you could just kind of enjoy them as their own individual things. So yeah, that was always very strongly part of the concept of the show, and we're gearing up now to do season 2, and it's going to be the same length.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Thank you. Yeah.
I think it works really great as a pre-roll too, to something, to another web series where it could be like a total.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a bunch of ideas right now, and Roy's working on some stuff to possibly develop the idea further. But we basically just, we feel like we live in, this city that's on some levels very culturally relevant, and in other ways just totally ridiculous. And it's, as I'm sure everybody on here from LA knows, or who's been to LA, it's just your daily basis is being constantly WTF out the window all the time. I feel like the concept works because it's actually very simple. It's just basically about the preposterous nature of life outside your door. But yeah, it gives us a lot to draw from.
There was a question I'm getting from someone. We are getting questions fed in, so I'm kind of interpreting them and just kind of regurgitating them to you guys. But sure. Somebody just asked, what's next for Hele? What do you have? What's next up for you guys?
So actually, right now is a really exciting time. We've been building towards shooting season 2. We've been talking for months and months, kind of getting together the concepts and the talent, and we're going to be going into shooting season 2 in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we will have that shot, and then we'll get it edited, and we'll hopefully be pushing that out the door around the January-February mark. So we're on course to be releasing second season a year from first season. And again, just going to be the same but different, obviously, because new stories. But hilarious content. Roy will be starring again season 2, and we've got. I can't talk about anyone coming up, but we've got a lot of really exciting talent this season, even bigger talent. I don't want to say bigger because we loved our talent first season, but different talent from the first season. So it'll be really great.
That's great. I wish you guys a lot of luck. It's a great show.
Thank you so much.
I look forward to seeing more of them. So Andy, tell us about this amazing show too. Of the end of the world, but I really love the two. I don't know. It's very Adam and Eve like. I know obviously that's one of the episodes' name, or Eve and Andy. But how I can see that you guys were trying to do something very new to the same end of the world kind of concept. But it's so funny. It's just done in such a great way. Are you a stand-up comic?
I am not a stand-up comic. I am an improv comic, though. I did stand-up once for an audition out in LA, and it was the last time I ever did stand-up, just for the audition. I was not comfortable with it. I like being on stage with 3 or 4 of my other buddies. I have an improv group named Freedom Snatch, and we perform a lot of Ray, but being up on stage by myself is not something I usually go towards. Although I'm comfortable with it now. I guess that audition was years ago, but yeah.
You're definitely comfortable with it. Yeah. I mean, it comes across. I mean, you're very you're incredibly funny on camera, and
thank you. Off camera, I'm horrible.
You're awful off camera. I can see that.
I'm on camera now, so fine.
Oh, well, then that's why you're great. But you definitely, I mean, the camera loves you. You're very funny, and I think it's yeah, the camera does love you, and I think the show is really is a great like different take on the same thing that I feel like we've seen a lot, but it's very unique, and that's hard to do.
I'm
So
a, I'm a big fan of tropes. If you don't know what that means, basically the short version of what a trope is something that usually happens in a movie. So, like the guy who ends up saving the world, I think is funnier when it's somebody who's not the typical Bruce Willis, Matt Damon,
absolutely,
archetype.
yeah.
And so I like messing with tropes in all of my comedy.
Um, How is okay, wait, there's another question coming in here. This is a question for Mel, actually. I'm sorry, I thought it was for you, Andy. It's for Mel, and it somebody will ask you a question, I'm sure. How Tell us how this film has helped your company in regards to its promotion. Would you do it again? Would you recommend other companies invest in this type of media? That's a great question, actually.
Yeah, we will do it again for sure, and I would recommend that other companies do it. It's a lot of fun. It was different for us, and we learned a lot. So in terms of promotion, it's done really well for us. The film medium can go very far. We don't do a lot of paid advertising. So having something that can go on a festival circuit, be passed around online, which was for free and now people can purchase, has done quite a bit for us. People seem to like the film as well, so it's gone, I mean, far for a company of our size anyways. It has, our sponsored athletes in it. It delivers a very kind of deep-rooted message that's important to our company as well. So yeah, it went really far. It was a really fun project for everyone that got to work on it. So in terms of keeping, staff and the team motivated, it was really great. Yeah, we will do it again, for sure.
Yeah, it's a very fun documentary. It's very, obviously also feels very narrative at times. So I love it. I've seen it 3 or 4 times. So,
so we wanted to. It has a bit of an environmental message, and we thought that a lot of those types of documentaries often leave you feeling depressed, and that's not really what we wanted to do. So yeah, we took a fun route with it, and we're really more about taking positive action as opposed to showing. I don't know, some of the more negative aspects that you can show around environmental issues.
That's great. I think you guys did a great job of doing that too.
Thank you.
Because I do think that's so important. I think we're a little over the real depressing, messages of how to get a message across, but using positive, things to get that message across is great. So, and you guys did a great job with that. There was I'm sorry, I'm being distracted by other questions that are coming in and the clock. So I'm going to try to get through this. There was somebody wants to know what is next for Sad Motivator, because yeah, I mean, are you going to have another season, or what's happening with that, or are you working on another project?
Sad Motivator, we have season 2 that's going to be hopefully coming out. I think we're going to be shooting around like February, where we're in the process of writing it right now. I believe it's going to be about 10 episodes, and then we're going to shoot it around February and hopefully have it out by like June, or hopefully a little bit earlier. That'd be awesome, but probably around like June or so. So that's the main thing. So
that's great. And are you working on other projects, or is this your main focus right now? Is this show?
Well, yeah, I'm writing right now. I'm in the process of getting a feature completed, and then writing process of it, not the filming, but writing the feature, and then we're doing a pilot pitch for Sad Motivator as well. So
okay,
for like a 30-minute show.
So I'm getting one more thing here that kind of goes to everybody that's working on web series, and the question is like, why would, if you have the resources to do what you're doing, why choose a web series over doing a short or feature film? Anyone can talk about this. Anyone that wants to contribute. So I think it goes to everyone that's doing. So in other words.
I mean, I'll weigh in. I think that honestly, web series is a fantastic even precursor to a short or a feature, just to figure out kind of what works and what doesn't, because you can keep the content kind of so short, and because you kind of can test your stuff, if that makes sense. So you can have this audience that's just kind of there. So if you're able to get it out to people and get people to put eyes on it, it's free. It's available. Often festivals are something that are only attended by a certain subset of the population. So as far as like working the festival marketplace, you know, it's a little bit, I think, just trickier rather than having things kind of like be available online. And I think that they're a fantastic way, as has been proven by other web series that move then forward through like going to TV pilot or whatever process. It's a really great way to kind of to test yourself in advance.
Yeah, that's great. That makes a lot of sense. I feel like, though, all you guys are ready to, if that's the case, to move beyond for sure. Does anybody else want to weigh in on that question?
I mean, for me with Sad Motivator, it was very much the resources that we had wasn't what only kind of like fit into that category of web series. So like the story that we had, it didn't really make sense as a short because you would have to try and get to know this character, and then as a feature, it obviously wouldn't really work at all. So it was like we can do little vignettes and try and figure it out, and like how Joey was saying, like you can really just try and just figure this out and really kind of take more chances than you normally would, because hey, it's only 5 minutes, and if you failed on that, then you can try and go and see if it works differently later on.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and as for me, I do a lot of YouTube. I've been doing YouTube since 2006, so it was shorts and features were never in my mind. It was always just a short form sort of series of vignettes or sketches.
And that makes a lot of sense for something like what you guys have been doing. So that's great. Okay, well, it looks like we're out of time. I'm checking with Adam. Do you have any other questions, Adam? Are they coming in? He's typing. He says, I think that, okay. That's awesome. We're so grateful that you guys could make it. And I know that was the outside over there with Nathan, right? Outside on the street.
Yes, sorry, the car just ran by. I didn't know if that was me or not. Sorry.
No, not a problem.
I was hoping it was finally the bear from the Fortune Wild. Wanting to see a bear come for the treats that they put up in the tree.
Totally. No, you don't really want to see that when it happens.
That's true.
I've been there. You don't really want to see it. Well, thank you guys so much. And Adam, can you want to say anything before I say goodbye?
Just want to thank everybody again for joining us this year for their second block of great short films and web series content. Thanks all to the filmmakers and everybody else who's been contributing. It's been a great experience.
You guys are amazing.
Keep creating. This is great.
Stuff. It's amazing. The bar keeps going up every year. I'm so impressed. It's great.
So
all these films, all these projects are, I mean, they truly are impressive, and the talent is great. So keep it up. Yay.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So thanks for joining us, Andy and Joey and Man and Mel and Nathan. We really appreciate you guys being here and being part of the festival, and I hope you have more things that you want to send in for next year, and hopefully we'll see you guys another time.
Thank you so much.
Great, thank you so much.
I look forward to watching more of your content, all of it. Adam, are you still?
Okay, guys. Well, we're going to wrap this up. So join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our third block. And for anybody on the other side of the world, we are going to be talking with Singapore all about web series and reaching millennials. So if you happen to be awake and alive at that time, join us. Otherwise, we will see you again tomorrow. Okay. Have a great night, guys.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thanks.